What happens when someone experiences the presence of God? I think there are all kinds of things, but I remember a few years ago, I was out with a group of Christian teenagers and we were on kind of a prayer walk through a town centre. And we were walking along, and every now and then we'd stop and we'd pray for something we saw. We'd pray that, in a shut down shop, the people there would have jobs, and we'd pray for people who worked in another shop that their families would be healthy and well. We just pray as we walked. We prayed for homeless people. We prayed for all kinds of things. But as we walked along, we were suddenly joined by a group of lads who had caused problems in one of our youth clubs, and we'd had to kind of ask them to make a choice about being part of the culture or taking the culture they wanted to create somewhere else, and they chose to move on from us. They didn't want to be a part of the culture that was going on in that youth centre at the time. And actually they had caused a lot of problems. There'd been knives brought in and like BB guns, and they bullied people, and they'd outside of the church we knew that they'd harassed people, and so as these guys rode up while we're on this prayer walk, we're thinking, this is going to be hard work now, isn't it? Like, we're not going to reject them. We're not going to be like, sorry, we're doing holy things here, you guys can jog on. But we told them what we're doing. We said, well, we're just walking up and down here. We're praying, and every now and then we pick up some chips to eat, which is obviously what had really drawn them in. They saw we had food, but we offered them. We said, well, we're going to go up to the next place. We'll get chips. And I tell you what, if you stay with us, well, we'll share some chips with you guys when we next stop. And they were like, yeah, all right, fine, yeah. I said, but listen, we're praying for stuff out here, so please don't mess with that or disrupt it. And they're like, all right, yeah, whatever. So they journey on with us, and we stop and we're praying, and we're praying outside a building where that's closed down. We're praying for poverty in the town, that people with not enough food will eat. And I wasn't praying this stuff, that the Christian young people there, they were all praying. And one of the guys begins to snigger, one of these guys who joins us. But he's not like, he didn't look like he was mocking anyone. He wasn't giving any like side looks. He was like just seeming to giggle a bit. And when we finished the prayers, I said, "Are you all right, dude? You're cool?" And he said, "Yeah, sorry, I'm not being disrespectful. I just wanted to say I've never been like in prayers before." I love that phrase he used, in prayers. I've never been in prayers, and like when you're in prayers, you can feel it, can't you? You can feel something there. And I said, are you saying that you could feel like the presence of God there? He said, oh, well, yeah, there's something there, isn't there? When you're praying, you can feel like an energy. And we talked a bit further about it. And he said, oh, yeah, well, God's there now. Yeah, I definitely know God's there. And I offered him the chance to make a commitment, and he wasn't up for that right in that moment. But it was a step towards God. And I think that sometimes we don't think that we can do overtly or uncomfortably spiritual things with people who aren't followers of Jesus. We don't think they'll get it. And do you know what? They don't. They don't get it. He didn't get what was going on, but he had an experience of God in that moment. And it says in Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20, it says, all glory to God who's able, through his mighty work within us, to accomplish infinitely more than we could ask or think. It's saying God can do more than you expect. And in verse 19, just before that, it says this: may you experience the love of Christ, though it's too great to understand fully, because then you'll be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. So I'm praying that today you will have experiences of God, that you will be brave enough to invite other people to experience God by praying for them, for whatever they might need, by asking the presence of God to just descend with you, and maybe he will do more than you could possibly ask or imagine. I've seen it before. I know he's there. And as he asks for our availability, he provides his ability to do miraculous things. God bless you. The Lord be with you. I'll see you soon.